I don't think Carlos could have spoken any truer words. Thank you, Brother Carlos. I think you guys should give him a round of applause, though, man. He did good, man. He did Sam Cooke good. All right, that's it. Yes. So I just want to thank you guys once again for joining us here today at this important demonstration. On behalf of Black People United for Change and EA Public Relations, again, I welcome you, every member of the Black community here in Ontario, and all those who stand with us in solidarity. Today we're gathering here not just as individuals, but as a unified force because we're calling for justice. We're calling for accountability and for the recognition of the profound...
Simple request to accommodate individual needs is seen as a refusal and a rejection of service, when all that is asked is a dignified place to call home. A detox bed is near impossible to find, and when you do find one, most are not equipped or appropriate to care for Indigenous people. Oftentimes I have heard my clients say, I would rather sleep outside than sleep in here. Why is it that our people can't sleep outside? Who decides where Indigenous people can lay their heads at night? Why is it that our people must remain out of sight? Is it because it's a reminder of the settler colonial state that is Canada? This is an attempt to bury and further continue the attempted genocide of Indigenous people. This is an attempt to make us invisible. This bill is forced assimilation. This bill is the continued institutionalization of our people. And who stands to profit? Addictions medicine, privatized...
I had to let you see a glimpse of the two different people that gathered at the Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario fighting for what they believe is an injustice, And what I wanted to compare is the difference in the numbers of supporters of the two different causes, On April the 11th, Black People United for Change, the IUIC, and other Black citizens of Ontario gathered together to use their voice and stand up in the fight for justice and a barrier-free and discrimination-free Ontario. So including the organizers and those who took part in the event, I would say we had at most 10 people, 10 or 11. But when you look at the event that took place at Queen's Park, same thing, Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario yesterday, you see that ethnic group, they stepped out to show their support. They laid aside their differences, their competitive nature, and they stood together because they understand the concept that unity is strength, and so strength is actually power. Now, my Black people out there in Canada, you don't know, when we fail to show up at an initiative or a cause where we're standing up and we are facing our oppressors and we're saying no. We're saying no to racism, to anti-Black hatred speech, and everything, inequality with employment for Black people. But when we decide that we have small little differences, or we're so competitive that we forget what the prize is at the end of the day. The end of the day is to pave the way for your kids, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren. Just the same way Harriet Tubman, Tulla, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Patrice Lumumba, just the same way the Black Panthers, Bobby Seals, Huey P. Newton, and I could go on of the list of our Black heroes that paved the way for us. The only thing we kind of lost our fight and our strength and our togetherness, because now, if it ain't about us, if it isn't about personal gain or a stroke of the ego, we're not going to show up. As a matter of fact, as I glimpsed the video, I saw a very prominent Rasta man that frequents Eglinton Avenue West and likes to beat the drum and talk about reggae I and ray ray ray. He wasn't there on April the 11th when Black People United for Change and the IUIC stood up to face injustice. But I sure saw him in the crowd yesterday, though. On video, of course, that is. So, Black people, you don't know, Black Canadians, unless the majority of you like where you sit in terms of society, where the Canadian Human Rights Commission would rather lose $10 million than give you and your kids and your grandchildren equal opportunity and include you in that employment equity act and many other ways that we get discriminated against, and keep on being petty, keep on being competitive. You don't know, because it's what it's called, a rat race. You're running and running and you ain't going nowhere. You're never gonna get to that finish line. We're only gonna reach that finish line together, you don't know. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and